Okay.
You good?
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I just get you to say and spell your first and your last name for me? Yeah, first name is Tanya, TonyA. Last name Earnhardt, EARNHARDT. Tanya, you have a very personal connection to this lake, and also can relate a little more than I would assume you would want to this family today. Can you tell me a little bit about why that is?
Oh yes, in February 2022, I lost my son to this lake.
You lost your son to this lake. What do you remember first being told that your son was missing?
Yes, I do.
What was that like?
It was gut-wrenching.
Gut-wrenching. And you tell me they didn't find him immediately, right? What happened?
It was a 10-day search. We started with a family organized search on the first day, and that led to several days of searching on land. Eventually, that led us to the train trestle on Highway 123. And from there, we had multiple dive teams for multiple days, in which DNR finally recovered my son's body.
Now, this family has also not been through nearly as long of a search, but has been through those search efforts as well, waiting, not knowing. Can you describe for me, as a mother, what that feels like to not know where your child is?
Now, there's no other pain in the world that can be compared to it, in my opinion. Grief is grief, whether you've lost a sibling, a child, a parent, a spouse. Grief is grief. It's hard when someone just is in your life and then just vanishes and they're gone. But losing a child, especially for a mother, the work that you endured to bring them into the world and to teach them and to raise them, for them to be taken is overwhelming
And unfair.
It does seem unfair.
Now, is there a difference in closure whenever, I know some people, they see their child immediately after being told that horrible, horrible news, and in your case, it took 10 days. In this family's case, it took more than a day to do that. Is there a difference? Does it feel like you're still in shock until you know for a fact?
Oh yeah, and shock for sure. Also with hope, and hoping that they're just going to appear, somehow magically appear. And, a lot of denial. The 5 stages of grief are very real. They come and go, and unfortunately they don't come in the sequence in which they're listed. You never know from day to day or minute to minute what emotion you're going to feel, and quite frankly it's really difficult to move on from such tragedy.
And you came out here to support the family. I see that you have the shirt on. I guess, what would you like to say to the family to comfort them in this time?
As I also put 3 children, I had to be a part of such a supportive, loving community. The time, the Daniel community, and still are. And I would just like the family to know that I'm here to support them. But I offer my condolences to them. That it is going to be a very difficult transition, moving on without the child. I want to also encourage the families to focus on the living, focus on the children that are here, the children that are going to struggle, the children that are going to experience possible emotional and mental health breakdowns. It's a very real thing. And also, would just like to emphasize the dangers of the lake. I am here to advocate any way in which I can for the community, for the Daniel community, for the Clemson community, for Pickens County, Oconee County, to bring awareness.
My last question, you mentioned that it's going to have a devastating impact on the children involved in this, the children who probably knew these young folks that were involved in this situation. Any advice for how to help these kids process these emotions so that they can move forward and live out the legacies that these young men would have wanted them to live?
Yeah, stick together. I think it's best to stay in groups, not to be left alone for long periods of time.
No, Stephen, no.
The pain is great, and it's even greater when you're alone. Community is very important at a time like this, making sure that the students who are struggling are offered counseling, provided the support that they need, and that is to be determined what one needs for the individual.
Well, that's all I have. Was there anything else you had that you wanted to share?
Not necessarily in particular, just want the family to know that I'm here to support them any way in which I can. I'm sure that my other two boys that have endured this from the perspective of losing their brother would be more than happy to support and offer any sort of advice. Just love moving forward.
They found one?
It's all about love, and we need more love in this world.
Thank you so much. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Yeah. Yep.
You're welcome.
I'll be back shortly.